And good evening, everyone. As I will call this chamber to order, will everyone please rise if you can and salute the flag with our Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of personal reflection. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Township Clerk, Ms. Lawful, will you please read our statement of adequate notice and call roll?
Councilmember Hall.
Here.
Councilman Wendell.
Here.
Councilwoman Winston. Absent. Councilwoman Zimbicki.
Here.
And Council President McAvoy.
Here.
Also present, Mayor Brad Cohen,
Here.
Administrator Joseph Cusculo,
Here.
and Township Attorney Anthony Iacoca. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law, 1975, by specifying the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda, by posting a copy on the bulletin board located in the main lobby of the East Brunswick Municipal Building, providing a copy to the Home News Tribune and the Asbury Park Press newspapers, posting a copy on the Township's website, and by filing a copy in the office of the Township Clerk, which will be entered into the minutes.
Thank you. Council, you have before you Resolution 25-265, adopting our meeting minutes from our July 28th, 2025 meeting. May I have a motion to accept? And a second?
Second.
Is there a need for correction or clarification? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilman Wendell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki. I did read them. Yes. And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. We will address ordinance 25-28 with the second reading and a public hearing. Township Clerk, will you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 228, zoning of the Township Code of the Township of East Brunswick.
May I have a motion to approve
Motion to adopt.
and a second?
Second.
Any council comments? I'll now open this ordinance to the public for comment on just this ordinance. Seeing none, I'll close the public portion. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilman Wendell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki. Yes. And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. We'll now move on to our reports section of our meeting. And let us begin with our mayor, Mayor Cohen.
Thank you, Council President. A couple of things. As you know, the Township's Department of Planning and Engineering is in the process of continuing our pavement improvement program. We are well on our way. Actually, I think we're closer to being completed than we are to the beginning of the process because we got out early. And we've got the things that were held up were being held up simply because we wanted to make sure that school was out to do some of the roads that many of our buses would be on, so it wouldn't interfere in school. But those have, for the most part, been taken care of, including our Transportation Trust Fund money that we got this past year, which was to do Village Drive. That's now all complete. So that's very good. Parks and Recreation, I'm not going to probably take anything away from what you said. I just wanted to say that they're doing a really great job. I know we've got a couple of good weekends where Crystal Springs has been pretty busy. I'm not able at this point to talk about finances of that, but clearly it's a weather-dependent thing, and they're doing great. As far as police, I know I've gotten a couple of comments regarding and letters regarding people in town that rev their vehicles and take off very quickly. Questions about whether it constitutes a noise issue. While I've answered those individuals, for the public, one, most of the time, in order to catch someone like that, you would have to have an officer at that particular spot at that time, which is highly unlikely. Secondly, you'd have to measure the decibel level of the cars at the point where it could interfere at somebody's home. And then there's a drop-off, which means that there's an overwhelming likelihood it wouldn't even be a offense for us to even issue a summons. But to know, and for the public, our police force has realigned a lot of their department to place more officers on the road, which is something people have been asking for us to do for a long time now. If you look at our statistics, summonses are up, and so they are catching a lot of these individuals. It's just you can't have somebody in every single place at every moment when someone's to do a violation. That's just impossible. And I do want to give them a shout out for doing a phenomenal job keeping the fair safe and using our technology and force where necessary to make sure that people were able to have an enjoyable county fair and to do it in a way that was completely secure and safe. So that is my report.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our business administrator, Mr. Crisculo.
Just two quick items. Reminder, water meter and radio replacement is still going on. Those of you who received letters, please schedule a date to have the meter replaced or the radio installed or replaced. We're trying to get through this project. Also, we are looking for residents that are interested in joining the Water Advisory Board. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of members there. A few moved out of town and one had passed away, so we're looking for a couple of members there. We'll put an ad out for that as well. So if anybody's interested, send your intentions to the mayor's office and with a cover letter and resume, and we'll consider you for that board appointment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Crisculo, and you're welcome. Our Township Attorney, Mr. Iacoca.
Thank you, Council President. There's nothing to report at this time.
Our Township Clerk, Ms. Lawful.
There is nothing to report.
Any council members with reports or boards? Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Zambicki.
Thank you. So first of all, I apologize for not being here at the last meeting. I had a conference for work that I had to attend, but one of the residents, Anthony, former student of mine as well, spoke about the hours at Crystal Springs and wanted them to be expanded. And I just wanted to explain that the Rec and Parks Board look at that very, very carefully. Ever since COVID, we don't have the number of lifeguards, although it has been getting better every single year. But there are certain standards that we have to abide by with the oversight Star Guard that certifies us. And we are looking to expand. They did do some Friday night, open night swims this year. So we hear you. We're working on it as best as we can. And hopefully our lifeguard numbers keep increasing. But I do want to applaud the rec department, as the mayor said, for an extremely successful season so far. Summer camp just ended. It was very, very successful. They had a record-breaking amount of students enrolled in this with all kinds of new options, including week-long camps, which is something that's very helpful for our parents. Additionally, Crystal Springs celebrated National Water Park Day and Lifeguard Appreciation Day at the end of July, and our Crystal Springs staff are doing an amazing job. They had their, Star Guard did their first audit, and they did beautifully with it, and they're expecting another one in the month of August. Parks and Recs is always looking for new ways to expand. Right now, you can reserve a tent, tables, and grill for the month of August at Crystal Springs. On September 5th, they're doing a new event, a Lazy River 5K, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's 22 laps around the Lazy River, and you get a shirt if you're one of the first people. Our senior citizens this year, through the Senior Center, got to enjoy Crystal Springs in the morning before it opened by enjoying and doing like fitness days and walking in the Lazy River. So that's something new that was wonderful. The East Brunswick Rec is also offering adult art workshops from August 18th through September 17th. There's about 6 different workshops you can sign up for. We have the Food Truck Palooza on August 23rd from 4 to 8 at the Community Arts Center. This Wednesday, we have S'mores and the Movie Inside Out 2 at the Community Arts Center at sundown. There is a brand-new youth tackle rugby clinic for middle and high school boys and girls, Mr. Mack. And that is the 12th and the 14th of August, and the full season is from August 19th to October 23rd. And we just had another new event, Pro Wrestling Night on July 30th that was so well attended. And of course, our Acoustic Mondays and more. So I just have to give a big shout out, because they're always thinking outside the box and trying to think of other ways to reach all members of our community, from our youngest members to our seniors and everybody in between. So that's my report. Thank you.
Let's just go back before we leave this and revisit the competitive nature of something that the councilwoman said. So you're going to have something on the you're going to have a 5K on the Lazy River. Oh, and Mr. Criscullo's chiming in with this smile and this. Okay. So here's what happens. All of a sudden, we find that in one of the tubes is Councilwoman Zambicki and Councilwoman Winston, who's absent. And in the other tube is Councilman McAvoy and Councilman Wendell. And then we're coming to the finish line. And it's going to be, oh.
Well, there's a clear winner.
Well, I'm not done. Can we, push or shove? Or can I say to the councilman, Jim, go get them? And they sink them?
Non-competitive.
Oh, I didn't.
It's non-competitive.
I must have missed
So
the non-competitive
it's just
part.
to get your 5K laps in, your 22, but it's non-competitive. It's a friendly 5K.
Oh, okay.
Part of the mayor's wellness program.
There you go.
But if you're in a tube,
Okay.
I'll be there.
We are doing our podcast live from Crystal Springs tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
It won't be broadcast live, but we'll record it there and actually play it at a later date.
So, right, council, a lot going on is bottom line.
100%.
And we still have a couple of weeks left in
Yep.
the summer.
100%. Yep.
Before the children have to go back to school, which is traditionally, on some level, the end of the summer. I'll now open the meeting to the public. Township Clerk, could you please read our public comment statement?
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the East Brunswick Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. At the conclusion of the statements or questions from a member of the public, the council president, at his discretion, may choose to respond or not respond.
Thank you. Will anyone wish to address the council president?
Council, Mayor, hi, thanks. I've never done this before, so apologies and bear with me. I'm George Francie, 11 Princeton Court, and I'm here in my capacity as president of the East Brunswick Museum Corp. Board of Trustees. I want to tell you about some improvements lately at the museum and just to thank you for them. We're treated well by all the township employees so far, but this one in particular is a standout, and I wanted to single out Phil Maley, Buildings Maintenance Manager, for some work that he's done, not just now, but going back a while. Shutters on the museum building itself. They're 8 feet tall. They're arched to fit the church that this building once was. It's not something easy to find. They had to get a contractor, and have them fabricated, and they went through 18 Lumber, which, is a whole thing just to give them a plug. But it came out superbly, and we just wanted to thank you for those. They look great. Come and see them. And this goes back to 2023, I think, when one of them first fell off the building. So we've got more to go, but they came out great. Gutters, shutters and gutters. I know, exciting stuff I'm here to talk about tonight. But we had the gutters and downspouts replaced at DeVoe, 166 Main Street, Appleby DeVoe Memorial Library, the first library in the township. And that's really important because, to state the obvious, that it directs water away from the building, because we're not really sure what's under that building, but water and freezing and thawing could be pretty bad. So it's not a traditional slab or, cinder blocks or whatever. So we got those done. And we've been trying to get those done for about 7 years now, since I've been on the board. So it's great that, we really appreciate that you empower the employees to get these projects done. And then this follows, I'll just throw in, I know we've got a late night tonight, so I don't want to keep you here, and it'll be under 5 minutes for sure, but we had a water main break in January in DeVoe Library, and the water department took care of that expertly. We had a car crash through the fence in the side yard, and they fixed that up. So there's just this ongoing, spate of, fixes that have been going on there, and I just want to express my thanks for it. This isn't exciting stuff, but it's important. Come see them. We're open every Sunday, 1:30 to 4. We have great tour guides in Anthony and Carlene, can tell you about the place. So I know you get compliments, noise, or whatever it was, but just wanted to give you some compliments. So just thank you.
George. Anyone wishing to address Council President?
Nawal Tufel, Tall Oaks Drive, East Brunswick. So I'm again here for the same thing that I have been coming here over and over again. East Brunswick has a sister city with an Israeli city. Israel is committing Holocaust of Palestinians, burning them alive, starving them to death. In the past few days, there are hundreds of people who died of starvation, and mostly these are people who have special need because they cannot have the little bit of food that might be coming in, and they need some special food, and they're kids. We have seen kids, their stomach is now attached to their back, and the parents are only waiting for them to die because that's all they can do. Yesterday, Israel precision striked, killed 5 journalists of Al Jazeera. It's all over on the news. Anas al-Sharf was one of the most famous journalists. His crime was that he was showing the terrorism of the occupation army of Israel. So again, I keep saying that sister cities are based on common values. What common values do we have in East Brunswick? Are we teaching our kids in college how to kill other people? Are we teaching our kids to go into the army right after college and then just go and kick people out of their houses? A lot of people in East Brunswick are 2nd or 3rd generation or 4th generation, and they're very proud of it. Imagine multiply this by 50 or 60 generations, and then imagine someone from Ukraine or Poland who has no DNA of that land just come to that land and kick you out of your house, because that's exactly what's happening in Palestine. And are we teaching our kids how to steal other people's land? Are we teaching our kids that they are supreme, like white supremacy? Because if we are not teaching all of this to our kids, and I hope not, then we do not share any value with any Israeli. So I really want this council to consider breaking ties, because at some point, very soon, because Israel is on a path of self-destruction. What they are doing is not going to go unchecked. It will go down in history as a Holocaust of Palestinians, and there will be accountability. If not now, in coming months or days, I hope it's days, I hope it's weeks, I hope it's not years. But then is this town council really waiting when the whole world will stand up and say, drag all these terrorists who killed these Palestinians into the court, and then we will say, okay, fine, now it's time to break the ties? Or are you going to do it? It's already too late. It's been 2 years. Israel is committing Holocaust since last 2 years. So what are we waiting for? Based on, I don't think American values will, I became American as an adult. I don't think that American values, you all are, most of them are born here. Is that what is taught in our school system? No. So based on our values, based on American values, break the tie with the country that's committing genocide. That's all. Thank you so much.
Anyone else wishing to address Council President? Mr. Ingrasini?
Council President, Mr. Mayor, quick question is, I'm concerned about the safety of these kids that ride around on motor scooters. I mean, if it's a motorcycle, there's no license on it, they are dangerous. They just shoot across the street. I mean, what's the requirement on it? I mean, it'd be nice to know that they have a license or is registered. So I just tell you it's a safety issue, because I seen them shoot across the street, just getting missed by a car. They don't care.
It's a phone call to it's a phone call to
Okay.
public safety to figure out, to get a report on what are all the
I
rules
mean,
and
it happens
regulations.
all over, even on the bike lanes.
I'm well aware. I know what
You
you're
know.
talking about. Everyone up here knows what you're talking about.
I'm a person for safety, so that's what I'm concerned about. I don't want nobody getting hurt. And the other thing is, as far as this year's leaf pickup, will it be the same as last year? As far as having the leaves on the grass? and-
Same routine,
Same routine,
yes.
okay. And one other thing, all these developments of these houses that are being brought up in 18, does that help our tax situation, or is it privately owned that they have to pay their share if they don't rent it?
Whoever owns the property pays the taxes on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Not the person who
We don't
lives-
own it, East
No.
Brunswick don't own it.
No, we do not.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Inglesini. Anyone else wishing to address Council President?
Hello, my name is Thomas Whitehead. I was here a couple of weeks ago.
You have an address, Thomas?
Why would I tell you that?
So that if we need to get in contact with you, we can send you some mail?
Why
That's why
would-
we do that.
Why would I want to talk to you?
Well, you're
Anyway,
going to be, so you don't want to talk to me right now?
Well, I'm going to talk to you right now, but I don't want to contact you in the future.
That's
Yes.
not what you said, but go ahead. You have 5 minutes.
Since you apparently don't care about the deaths of Palestinian children, I will quickly read a poem about a citizen of New Jersey that got killed by the state of Israel. Maybe you'll care then. It's called Based on Their Names. Aburami, Eden Alexander, 2 citizens of New Jersey, both in Palestine. Based on their names, can you tell who was a Palestinian child and who is an Israeli soldier? Based on their names, can you tell who was visiting family in the West Bank and who was taken as a prisoner of war on October 7th? Based on their names, can you tell who was shot 14 times by an Israeli soldier for sadistic pleasure and who was released on the false promise of humanitarian aid? Based on their names, can you tell who came home to a parade and who came home to a funeral? Based on their names, can you tell whose family shall rejoice and whose family shall mourn? Based on their names, can you tell whose parents' joy shall be broadcast to the globe and whose parents' struggle for justice will quickly be forgotten? Based on their names, can you tell who will be lauded as a hero and who will be labeled as a terrorist? Based on their names, can you tell who will be used as a political pawn and who will be swept under the rug as a political inconvenience? Based on their names, can you tell whose name will be used to further the aims of an oppressive state and whose name will inspire future generations of revolutionaries? Based on their names, can you tell who inspires me and who makes me want to puke? In this world, you can tell a lot about a person's fate based on their names. I wish it wasn't that way. Rest in power, Aburami. And also, you have a really rude tendency of not listening to people when they're talking. I wish your mother taught you better than that. And yeah,
Excuse me, Thomas, you are not here to pass judgment on anyone. You
I-
are not here to pass judgment.
well, I
on
can
anyone.
pass judgment on
You have
people who
5
are
minutes to make a statement.
you are all complicit in genocide. I believe I am perfectly well within my right to pass judgment on all of you. Yeah, so this is a citizen of New Jersey, a 14-year-old boy, so that was killed. Man, I don't know what to say. You guys are the worst. You're just the worst. That's all.
Anyone else wish to make a comment to the council president? Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Moving on to the consent agenda. Touch- 1 second, let's just get the consent agenda statement read first, please.
Resolution 25-266 through Resolution 25-275. The following items are considered routine and non-controversial items by the Township Council and will be enacted upon by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda to be discussed and voted on following the approval of the remaining items listed on the consent agenda.
Thank you. Councilman Wendell, did you want the floor?
I wanted to just give the rest of council background on Resolution 25-268 for the ice rink, authorizing change order number 2 to terminal construction. I have met with Keith Kipp, Michael Reisner, and the mayor on these change orders, and these really aren't changes in the work. They're just additional work that was outside the scope of terminal's contract. It's for lockers and other such things, and the installation is same, so that we don't need to go find another contractor to install these items. It was just more expeditious to give this change order to terminal to allow them to do this work. So I'm very comfortable with the numbers, I'm very comfortable with where we're at, and I just want to let everybody know, because I know I've been kind of a skeptic on some of this stuff, and, you know, I have a lot of knowledge in construction background and all of that, and, you know, so I feel very confident with the move to approve this.
And let it be known, Councilman Wendell, we respect your professionalism.
Thank
Is
Council
there any?
President, just,
Is there, okay,
yeah,
before I
quick,
ask for
not, I
separation.
just need, I was for 269, the mayor touched on it. If we could just get a list of the current the roads this year that were done and any that have to still be paved.
Sure.
Thank you. Awesome, thank you.
Okay. So is there a need to separate any of the resolutions for discussion or comment? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve Resolution 25-266 through 25-275?
So moved.
Second? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall? Yes. Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes. Council, we do not have any ordinances for introduction, so are there any matters for the good of the cause? Please signify with an aye if you are ready for adjournment.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Good night, everyone.